Congratulations! You have a graphic designer and you're going to send them some requests pretty soon. Well, where do you start? What do you need to put into that graphic request? This video is all about that. I'm so excited for you. You're starting to work with a graphic designer. I remember when we started at Kiwi Media working with one graphic designer every single day. That actually helped us grow faster. And nowadays we are a chain of online schools and podcasts that affect lives of thousands of people. And these days we have an entire graphic design team with many of graphic designers that help us not just with our needs, but with coaching clients. When I coach people, I actually make sure they have access to our graphic designers as well. So what do you do? Where do you start? You have an idea of something you need, you know that you need it. What do you do on that email when you're asking for a graphic request? Here are 3 steps that you should take and always take when you're submitting a graphic request. Step number 1, always define what. What is it that you're interested in? Put that what into your subject line of the email with your name and also inside the email itself. What do you need might look like I need a Facebook page top banner. It might look like I need a Facebook post graphic. It might look like I need a Facebook ad. It might be I need a flyer. It's an A4. If what you're looking for is a printed thing, like you're designing something that will be printed, you have to be in touch with your printing place. That printing place knows what are their definitions of the right format of what you need. Sometimes you need something called a bleed, which is an extra space around the design that helps the printing place cut out your design perfectly for you. If you don't know what is the bleed that you need, then you basically didn't select your printing place and the design will not be right. So what do you actually need? It's your responsibility to find out if you need bleed or not. If it's print, then you need bleed. If it's not print, then you don't need bleed. And you don't have to know exactly how many pixels by how many pixels, but you have to know where will you use it. So if it's going to be used on a Facebook blog post, do that. Tell them it's for a Facebook blog post. If you do know what is the exact size of the design you need, how many pixels by how many pixels, sure, you can say that. You can use inches, you can use centimeters, you can use pixels. Just know. If you do know, mention it. If you don't worry about it, but we need to know what is it that you're designing. The second thing you need to do, step number 2, is defining the copy, which are all of the words in your design. A few tips about that. Never ask a graphic designer for a tip about copy. Never leave him room to decide which of the words is good enough and which is not. Why? Because a graphic designer is not a copywriter. You should have a copywriter help you with copy, and your graphic designer will help you with visuals. So give them the exact definition of what is the copy. And you can actually mention stuff with triangle parentheses so that the designer will know what do you mean with the copy. For example, you will open up the triangle parentheses and you will say big title, and then close it and then say what is the big title, and then small title and say what is the small title, and so on. So you can tell the graphic designer some instructions if you know what the font you want to use, if you want what size this thing should be. That's okay. Put that into your copy, but make sure that it's very clear for you that every single word that is not inside the parentheses and is under the paragraph of copy will be used. So don't ask some question like, hey, Ziv, do you recommend we use this tagline or not? Don't do that, because it will go directly into your design later on when you're working with a graphic designer. They just don't know that you didn't mean to put it inside many times. So after you decide what your copy is, you move on to visuals. And visuals is where the party actually happens. You can decide on just recommended designs that inspire you. For example, the visuals might say, do it like this website or do it like this design. and you can actually go for stock photos, repositories of photos, like deposit photos or free pick, and then over there find a photo that you like and ask the designer to do something that is inspired by that. But you don't have to. In your visuals, you can just imagine. This is why I call it the big ID muscle. You can just say, okay, I'm picturing in my head a lady. She's wearing a formal dress and she's standing on a mountain and she's holding a pencil and she's touching the pencil. You can really go that wild with your imagination and just define something that you think will help you sell your stuff. A good graphic designer can do anything you define under the visual, anything. They will find the photos for you, they will combine a few photos into one, and it will look like the lady you've described is actually holding that pencil and standing on that mountain. So just go wild with your imagination. What would be a good big idea for you? That requires a little bit of practice and coaching to come up with a few creative big ideas for your business, and that's what we do with coaching. We go over some of your needs for marketing assets, and then we define the creative of it, the big idea of each piece, and the visuals is basically that. So on that email you're going to have what you need, what's the copy, and what are your visuals. And by the way, here's a last quick tip. Never forget to attach any of your marketing assets that you already have that are important for that design. For example, your logo. Never assume your graphic designer, even if they work with you for many designs, knows where is your logo. Just assume that graphic designer is super busy, is working with multiple clients, and might not have your logo in standby. So it's better for you to save time for everyone and reattach your logo. Be responsible for your marketing. Know where your stuff is, know where your logo is, know where you have your marketing assets that were already designed, so that when you send a new request, you can easily attach your logo to it. Those tips will help you create a better graphic request. So now go to the comment below and tell me, what would you request from a graphic designer if you had one right now? And I will see you in the next video.